Felix isn't picking up what I'm putting down.
He's not. He's not.
What?
We're smoothly transitioning.
We're transitioning.
Oh, you want to talk about PS5? Thanks.
Just like the console generation.
Shut the fuck up.
Often smoothly translates between one into the next one.
But like this is definitely what the end of a cycle looks like.
I know.
Right? They're getting these last minute games out.
Except Final Fantasy 12 slapped for the end of PS2's console cycle. Man, that shit was gorgeous.
Oh yeah, that was at the end, wasn't
Yeah,
it? That's why I didn't play it.
It was. It was.
Oh, that's why.
What about GTA 5? Not GTA Online.
God
that
of
was
War,
the end of
God of War
GTA
2.
5 destroyed my PS3, so it doesn't have the best marks in terms of like
God of War 2
impact at the
and
end
the
of the
online
console
was
cycle.
trash when it first came
God
out.
of War 2 came out.
I literally was
after
cooking
the PS3
my
launched.
board trying to reflow it and fix
Weirdly
it.
enough, God of War 2 for the PS2.
Oh, okay.
That came out
Very interesting.
during the transition period of the PS3.
Oh, I bought a. We should talk about it a little bit with the PS5. Like I bought the PlayStation Now.
I thought you were about to say I pre-ordered it.
I did not pre-order.
No,
Speaking about the PS5, I pre-ordered it. Have you not heard about it?
Felix is right. He did buy PS Now to look at.
And when you and I were looking at it on stream,
We were talking about it on our show about how it's crazy that it's not up to the same standards of other streaming services.
And then
a minute
literally
after that,
days later,
well, they figured it out.
well, hold on.
Yeah.
Neo, what did we discover?
So I was on his stream watching him look through the menus.
I said to the stream, I was like, let's go through my PS Now and check it out.
Tons of games.
Tons of games.
First
yeah,
off,
like
tons of games.
Yeah.
And they
at
even
least
added the new
200 or
God of War.
300, right?
Yeah. But a problem is
for
that,
a streamer, just for a streamer, not for someone
Yeah.
who's a fan of games and doesn't stream.
Yeah, for sure. The problem is that it requires a good bandwidth to play it requires the appropriate bandwidth to enjoy.
Well, that's true, but what is the main problem? Why it's a problem for me?
You can't download the games to your console.
Dude, I'm not even kidding.
Or we haven't found a way.
2/3 of the fucking games I cannot download. They all say stream live. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude.
Makes me worry about Stadia, by the way.
I mean,
Makes
there's
you
a
worry
lot
about
of.
Stadia.
Why does that make you worry about Stadia specifically?
I don't think our network infrastructures are ready for a streaming-only service.
I would agree with you.
Just saying, just in general.
Yeah.
And like maybe Google has some magic that we don't know about yet.
That's what they want you to believe with
That
them.
is what they're doing.
But they're like, yeah, but it's our streaming service.
So it looks like PS2 games and some PS4 games are downloadable, and only around 300 can be downloaded.
The exclusive ones that end next year, that like
God of War.
Like God of War, the new God of War's on there.
Yeah.
Those all can be downloaded.
Okay.
Because they're big games. But there were some weird omissions. Like the whole BioShock series is there.
Yeah.
And like including Infinite, and I can't download it to play it on my stream.
And so the problem you faced, Felix, is that you can't stream them because
I don't fully understand if it is a problem or not. If I go live streaming one of these games while I'm
I don't know
streaming,
how to feel about this experience.
No, you guys know technology.
You're saying like, are you killing your internet in some way by streaming this game?
Yeah, if I stream and then live stream it out,
you shouldn't. You're only uploading,
right?
You know.
Yeah, technically it should be fine, but you were experiencing some other.
No, that was a different thing.
Yeah,
don't worry about that.
It's honestly hard to tell because you were.
It was not related to that. It's related to that computer problem.
Anyway, I don't know if it's gonna. It's not. It doesn't seem like it's as good as a service as Game Pass.
No way. I can download every game on Game Pass,
which is a plus.
Yeah, from minute one. Yeah.
But is yet to be seen how cool.
But I do like the exclusives that are in there. I mean, they have all their top PlayStation exclusives, except for Persona, of course. But
sure, yeah.
But they have The Last of Us.
It's not a first-party game, so that's understandable.
Yeah, they have The Last of Us in there. They have all the Uncharted games are in there.
Nice.
If you never played those.
Horizon. Is Horizon there?
Wow, I didn't look for that.
There?
It might be. It probably is. I don't know.
Well, let's talk about the big news of the week.
Let's talk about it.
Which is also PlayStation related. Yep. Sony decided to drop an exclusive interview with Wired.com.
Wow.
And this is Sony being so weird with you guys. I just got to point this out because this is them controlling the message of their next console. Not only that, they're doing it before the holiday, which is when a lot of major sales happen for these companies. They're doing it. They did it the same day as a first-party release, Concrete Genie, which is kind of weird. They got in the way of their own marketing with this, because everyone, like, they could have been talking about this game, but instead they pointed the spotlights to the PS5 news. Now I'm going to list out some details, and I want to hear how you guys feel about what this console sounds like.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cool details. All right, so the official name will be the PlayStation 5. No surprise there at this point.
Yeah, why
4 consoles in.
Why change it up?
They will support ray tracing, and it will be hardware based. So, like the new NVIDIA cards, Felix, this is a special.
The 20 series.
Yeah, the 20.
Is all ray tracing.
This is
capable.
a very special lighting technology that really adds real-time reflections and real-time lighting. It makes Control on PC look like a freaking insane game. Like I don't even have it on my PC, and it looked gorgeous on my PC. But look at some of Andy in our Discord screenshot. I think Andy took some screenshots of it with his PC, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really remember.
I think he did. I don't know where they would even be at this
He
point.
has a 2080 Ti.
Wait, you didn't get Control on your PC?
I did. I don't have a ray tracing card.
Oh, you don't have that.
I don't have a 2080 Ti, which is like a $900 card.
I have a 2080. I don't have the Ti.
But you can still use ray
It'll
tracing.
still look.
Yeah. You can still use
Didn't the Division 2 use ray tracing?
I can't confirm that.
Because I'm gonna look it up.
Go ahead. Look
You
it up.
do your thing.
I still got more
yeah,
on my details here. So this is a really cool thing. The new console will have a solid state drive. And they're talking about this being a special solid state drive to eliminate load times, Felix.
They showed a
Spider-Man
tech demo
Yeah.
using Spider-Man,
Yeah.
where they were literally like flying the in-game camera through New York
As
City
fast as they could.
as fast as possible, and like I didn't see any pop in, any fog, any texture popping. It was all just
Can't wait to play that Skyrim.
spicy, dude.
Can't wait to play that Skyrim re-release on the PS5.
Dude, there was a meme that I saw of like Bethesda like it's time the PS5 with their Skyrim in there.
Remastered. Oh my god.
Still happening.
I'll fucking buy
So
it again.
my
dude.
only problem. So I'm gonna.
It loads so fast.
The problem with them using an SSD,
Christ.
and this is a weird way for me to start the sentence, because you need so much storage for these games now. It was just announced, Felix, the PC version of Red Dead Redemption 2, which was also announced this week, by the way, with RTX support, all the good graphics upgrades. It's going to be 150 gigabytes. Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare game coming out this holiday, is going to be like 120 gigs.
Wow.
So we're looking at really large sizes. This hard drive,
Thick sizes, dude.
this hard drive needs to be at least a terabyte or more, which is a lot for a solid state drive.
It's going to be expensive.
Prices have been coming down, but it's not cheap.
Did they drop a price?
No price yet. They're going to probably do it at the reveal, which I'm going to still guess is February. Just going to mark that here, February for that.
You got that Red Dead Life on the PC going?
I'm thinking about it.
I will absolutely do that.
Okay.
They are talking about a new controller, a kind of a revamped version of the PS4 controller, because they're keeping the touchpad because it's still believed that they will be cross-compatible with PS4 games. So you'll be able to take your games PS4
But they
style.
do realize how much I hate it.
But it'll do a little bit different things. It'll be a little bit heavier. It's going to have adaptive
I
triggers.
love a heavy controller.
Of course.
here.
It feels
Love it.
really good, yeah.
Remember when Locke brought in the
Elite.
Elite controller for Xbox?
I think felt
when
great.
that came out, dude, that shit fucking felt
There's a.
so premium.
Did you ever see the?
You're right. Yeah, it felt real good.
They're selling in the world right now a PlayStation controller that's custom, that's like thick like the Xbox controller.
Probably.
Like the Duke,
It's
or
like
just
a,
like a
it's like a
regular,
third
thicker.
person. It's like you have to look that up, Felix.
Yeah, third party. Yeah.
But this new controller is going to have adaptive triggers. So, like, and one example they were giving, Wired, was like in Gran Turismo, the racing game. If you were to go from concrete to like dirt, if you went off road, you would feel that in your acceleration. You would feel resistance
Oh, on the trigger.
triggers. Yeah,
That's actually
as you're
sick,
trying to
dude.
accelerate.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And it would have like a haptic feedback system where it would respond to what was happening a lot more
Yeah.
precisely, kind of like your Rumble HD that Joy-Cons like
Sure.
to use. It's going to have a brand new set of speakers inside the controller because they already do have speakers in there.
They do. Just the one dead center that talks to you,
Yep.
which is kind of cool. They made really good use of that in what was that zombie game? Dying Light.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
The
you could
speakers?
hear. Yeah, you could hear like I don't know. Or even the Division did it too. You heard like Agent Disavowed or like
Yep.
shit like that coming through
Infamous,
your speaker.
The infamous
Oh,
game
just
on
turn it off.
PS4.
Yeah.
The infamous PS4 game had a really cool feature where you would spray paint with Delson or whatever, and they wanted you to shake the controller, and you would hear like the ball in the can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
go,
yeah.
And then the controller itself, you would hold the trigger, and it would spray, and you would move it like this. in your
That's
hand.
really cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's really funny how like every time a new console comes out and they get all these features, and they only get used the most in like the first 2 years.
Yeah.
And then they're like, whatever.
Dude,
Yeah.
it actually was a point of contention for a lot of players, but the PS3 controller has functionality the PS4 does not have in the pressure sensitivity of the buttons.
Yeah.
There's things you can do, for a great example, in Metal Gear Solid 4, in terms of like the pressure you're holding if you're just holding a knife to someone's neck or cutting their throat. And it all depends on how firmly you press the same button. And you can transition through pressure points in the same button. It didn't just stop at wherever you initially decided to press it. If you were holding it at a certain point, then you hard pressed, mid pressed, it would be able to recognize that.
Yeah.
That technology is literally not in the PS4 controller
at all. Yeah. A launch game, The Bouncer. Remember that Square Enix game?
Yeah,
The Bouncer?
yeah.
That game was a fighting game, but you would have to hard press or light press to do certain different attacks. Anyway.
That's why they're still expensive to buy, those controllers right now for the PS3
Oh,
ones.
really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Oh, I did want to tell you that on the PS Now, all the Metal Gear games, they're all there.
All of them.
Play
I
that.
mean, most of them.
Do it.
Like the HD re-release thing, and then
Don't look at me. I've played them.
You did Metal Gear March, baby.
Yeah,
Hashtag
there was
Metal Gear
one-
March.
there was-
Metal Gear March 2017, baby.
Yeah.
Sons of Liberty.
2018.
So the HD remaster is missing a game though.
Metal Gear Solid 1.
Right. I think that's the only one that's not in there.
Yeah, because it was a PS1 game, or the Twin Snakes. Which
You get a
was
code
Silicon
for
Knights.
it from the collection.
In the box,
Yeah, in
yeah.
the box. In
The
the
box
box.
version, which
in the box.
I do have.
It's in the box, dude.
I can give you my PS1 disc if you want.
I don't.
Yeah, I
What
can
to
play it.
put in what?
The PS3 does that.
And then you
Anyway.
too can find out if love can bloom on the battlefield.
I'll just start with 2. That's the only one I played.
Why would you? Don't you dare?
It's like one of my
I'll
Japanese
just.
animes.
We'll
I'll
solve-
read the story of 1 in a
Stop.
fucking wiki.
Shut your mouth. We'll solve your problem.
Shut your mouth.
We'll figure it out, dude.
Shut your mouth. You
more,
be quiet.
More
motherfucker.
details on the controller. Better battery,
Hopefully,
for
yeah.
sure.
I mean, the battery is great on the PS4
It
right
will
now.
be
honestly.
heavier than the DualShock 4, but lighter than an Xbox One controller with batteries in it. Haptic feedback could be included on the PS4 Pro, but they decided to hold it off for the PS5. Yeah, they're going to redo the UI, is what they're talking about. A completely new US, which they were talking about this feature.
A new UI for a new console. Who could
Surprise.
have fucking guessed, dude?
But they were talking about specifically, let's pretend you're playing, let's say, Call of Duty, and you're halfway through the campaign. You, from the menu, will pick the chapter or your save file, and it would just skip all of, like, the booting up process of the game, and they would just put you right in the chapter where you left off. That is a feature they're talking about. Like,
Are we talking from like power off cold boot?
from cold boot to menu to game, it would put you right in the spot that you left off.
Fucks.
It would skip all the, like logos and animations to get you there. They talked about, like you basically just like loading your save state.
Sheesh, dude.
They
I like that.
also, I don't remember, in the beginning of the PS4 generation, they talked about how you could pick and choose which part of the game you wanted to install first. Like Killzone did this when it launched. You could install the single player or just the multiplayer.
I was gonna say you do like PvP first, something
Correct.
like that. Interesting, yeah.
So you could just jump right in with the game you wanted to do. They're gonna try and bring that back. It sounds like in some form as well. Trying to see what else we got here. They showed off pictures of the dev kit. I'm gonna open the WISE.
Which we were talking earlier about this.
It's like weird ass looking thing.
This dev kit looks like someone's rendering of what the actual console is gonna look like. Like, I don't understand why you put that much design work into a dev kit that should just be a black box full of parts.
Yeah, it's so weird.
That's a random not here or there opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and that was like a leaked thing. That wasn't in the Wired article. They talk about using USB-C, and there's just there's talking about all the new technologies that they're going to stick into it, and how Bluepoint, the developer, will have a PS5 game or a PS5 launch game. Essentially, Bluepoint are the guys who usually do these like, really great remasters. They did Shadow of the Colossus most recently, I want to say. That is pretty much what we know right now, and it makes me wonder, like with Last of Us 2 coming out earlier in the year 2020 that it will be dropping, are they going to have like a PS5
version
day
of it
patch or something for the game? Because that game is gonna. It's just weird. Like at the end of the PS4's life right now, we're watching like Death Stranding, and this Ghost of Tsushima is still supposed to be a PS4 game, and we don't have a release date for that either yet. It's just really weird.
Well, this
is just a weird cycle. And
with The Last of Us, they've said they want the game to be you know,
Cross-gen.
at least viable from a playing perspective from things like multiplayer that they're going to roll out with at some point in the future. If you've only developed for PS4, your window of at some point in the future is very, very short.
Right. But hopefully it's as easy to program for this console as for the next one.
Yeah.
Because it's essentially the same architecture. It shouldn't be that much more challenging. And then they can, I don't know, they can get away from having these like two models that they currently have, the Pro and the standard model. This is why, Felix, I've been telling you to hold off. Because
I'm holding off.
Because like this next console, you just get this. Don't get the Pro now.
I'm not.
Definitely don't. Wait till next year, for sure.
I definitely am leaning back on the concept of replacing this computer.
Oh, sure. That's understandable. What price do you guys think it's going to be?
What if they went like 600 like PS3 was originally?
That's out of my price range.
Remember that shit, dude?
Yeah. Oh, just get a second job. That's what they said. That was funny.
Is that what they really said?
Not on stage, but afterwards.
They didn't ask people if they had phones directly, but
No,
they kind of did.
They kind of did.
You guys have phones, right?